What's up, guys? It's Wolverine, Death Machine, Mr. GMSI himself, Brian Cage, and you're watching True Hill Heat. Who better? Nobody.
What's up, True Hill Heat? True Hill Heat.
What's up? True Hill Heat all hands with
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Hill Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for AEWramble, episode 161, Not Your Company Anymore. Discussing the latest edition of AEW Dynamite for August 28th, 2024, as only we can. And to do that, I am joined by the man of 55,000 subscribers. You go to him for your TV and movie reviews, your honest criticisms of Tony Khan and All Elite Wrestling, the one and only Jimmy Macram. How are you doing?
Hello, ladies and gents. Today is going to be a good day. I feel it in my bones. Or at the very least, it'll be good for almost all of it, and then we'll shit the bed at the very end. We'll see how it goes.
I guess he just expressed his feelings on last night's show. I knew this would be a good one, folks. But yes, we're here to discuss the August 28th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite. The second time me and Jimmy are doing a review this week on the channel. Yes, Jimmy joined me for our review of AEW All in London. I have to say, I said it on Twitter and I'll say it here. It's one of our best pay-per-view reviews of the year so far, sir. It was a lot of fun talking about it and hearing your perspective from watching at home with my perspective of being there live. Sometimes especially with stadium shows, and I think Wrestling Observer Radio said it themselves. With stadium shows, it's a little bit different.
Why are you even listening to those grifters?
Well, I listened to Eric Bischoff this week as well.
Go.
But I listened to Derek Bischoff as well, and he said that kind of similar, as well as Wrestling Observer, that if you're in the stadium compared to watching at home, it could be two different experiences. I've only watched a couple of matches back for my star ratings this week, but it was good to hear it like just the day after, hearing your views and my views kind of lining up for the most part on the show. And always I have fun talking wrestling with someone I've known for 20 years now. It's always a good time.
No, that's some sweetness. I was joking, by the way. Those of you at home, I don't think wrestling is over scripters. I might think they're idiots, but I don't think they are cheesy. Hustling,
To be fair.
if you would.
To be fair. But yes, we appreciate y'all if you were joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. Drop the thumbs up on this video. That helps out the YouTube algorithms. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you want to text it to somebody as well, you can do that as well with any of your wrestling fans out there. You also can hit the subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. We are keeping it moving out of All In, where we had a busy week last week. We have another busy week this week with a whole bunch of shows between tomorrow through Sunday with NJPW Capital Collision from New Japan Pro Wrestling. Tomorrow in Washington, D.C. with Mercedes Moné defending the NJPW Strong Women's Championship. You got TNA Emergence. We're doing a preview for that for just our members and Patreon backers, so be on the lookout for that. We also have WWE Bash in Berlin and NXT No Mercy. We got a preview for that tomorrow. So a good time to hit the subscribe button and stay notified for all the great content here. And if you're watching us on Facebook, drop a heart, a like, a laugh emoji, an angry emoji, however AEW Dynamite made you feel. Hit the heart and retweet the video if you're watching us on Twitter. And of course, if you're watching on any of those three platforms, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your thoughts on AEW Dynamite from last night from Champaign, Illinois. We already got Eric Isaac in the chat, one of our usual suspects. He gives us a thorough breakdown of everything going on. He says, hey, THH fam, Moxley returns along with the problem. Ricochet wins his debut. Hangman versus Swerve in a steel cage. And it's the Dragon versus the Scapegoat at All Out.
Do you have any thoughts, sir? This is just a recap. While we all watch the show, do you have any opinions you mind sharing with the class? All right. Oh, it's going to be a rough day. All right. I'll be nice.
We already got Bar Driver Finisher in the chat who gives you a compliment, Jimmy. He says, I agree with Jimmy. Taz is the worst on commentary.
Good Lord. Shocking. Thank you, sir. I'm glad we've got somebody to the cause. The worst. We need to start having all-time conversations. That's where we need to be at. That's where we need to be at.
There you go. We also got Vala B who says, tight Dynamite for him. We got Power Driver Finisher who says, you pressed the wrong video for TK, or that was for Mox's confusing promo. Hey, some people were confused. I was intrigued.
Sure. I too was intrigued. I ain't gonna lie.
We also got Power Driver Finisher says, SP3 respects Alvarez, Jimmy. Yeah, when he's not talking about cookouts.
I have found Bryan Alvarez's opinion to be rather solid the last year or so. Those checks must stop coming in.
Maybe so. Maybe so. I Make B says from Piss Warm Beer, you mean? Yes, Piss Warm Beer, Illinois, according to our new AEW Women's World Champion, Mariah May. So there we go. Jimmy, as always, to start off the show, we love to hear your thoughts on anything going on in the wrestling world, but we also want to hear the thoughts of anyone watching, so we're going to highlight as many of your comments as possible. But of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, the best way to do that is hit the $ and become and send a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here. Me and Jimmy always appreciate the support, and I have 2 kids. They're getting big, so I need new clothes for them. So appreciate that, folks. But Jimmy, What anything you want to mention from around the wrestling world of you wanted to discuss early today?
Some quick thoughts. Raw's mid card is great enough where you can do an 8-man tournament. That would be splendid. It is not good enough for you to do 12 people. That is not how that fucking works. I am fucking sorry.
My whole big thing, and I said this on Rated Raw, but that's not a tournament, WWE. Having 4 triple threats to set up.
That is a tournament.
That's not a tournament.
That is a tournament.
That is qualifying matches for the number 1 contender, Fatal 4-Way. That is not a tournament.
Oh my god. Yeah, Raw's roster is very good, just not that good. And on the opposite end of the spectrum, SmackDown's roster is not good enough for the horse shit you put on. I'm sorry, we can't be coasting with that roster. That's not a coast roster. That is we need to work our ass off and write the hell out of the show roster. I'm sorry. And we need to have a discussion about Cody. I'm sorry. It's that time. I gave you 5 months. We need to have a discussion. And the discussion needs to be...
What's the discussion?
The discussion should be me saying, I told you so. And the discussion should be from you side saying, Jimmy, you were right. Yes. He's a great number 2. Not the greatest. That's insane. He's a great number 2. But as the numbers say, as the quality
greatest
of the shows,
number 2? I think The Rock is the greatest number 2.
No, in discussion. It's The Rock. He's the number 1 in any other era. You could argue he's the number 1 if Austin sticks around. Rock he's that hot at that point. Then it's Macho, and then it's, if you want to have a discussion about Cody, then we can have a discussion. But Rock and Macho is the non-qualifier. No
I would have put Brad above him.
Wow. I'm not mad at Brad. But Cody can't carry a show. I'm sorry. He tried to last week, saw the numbers, and if you watch the show, you saw the quality of the show. This is a snooze fest. Good Lord, what a bore he is. No disrespect. He's great in and of himself. As the man,
I'm not willing to go that far. I just want Triple H to show a little bit of his creativity with Cody Rhodes, because this is now 3 feuds where the story can be summed up in one simple sentence. Cody respects his opponent and he wants to prove himself as a fighting champion. That was the definition of the first matchup with AJ Styles, even with a interesting personality for him to bounce off of in Logan Paul. That was the exact same story for that one. He respected Logan Paul and he wanted to prove himself as a fighting champion. And now he's doing it with Kevin Owens. And it's just like,
he's not interesting enough as a character to get away with that. I'm sorry. He has to just sit through his promos and shit. I'm sorry. I wish I could help. But and you're right. You know, a lot of this is on Triple H. I don't give any passes. I'm sorry. I said this about Dynamite. I don't give any passes for maintenance shows or filler shows. Or we're here every week. We mean a maintenance show. What the fuck? Absolutely not. No. And with Jade and Bianca tied together, with Roman in and out, with AJ Styles not around, you don't have the star power to be bullshit like you could before. When Roman was around, you could bullshit by just throwing stars at me, and I go, oh, this was a good show, even though it was fine. Now you need to work, sir. Who's writing Raw and who's writing SmackDown? This is 2 different teams. Why does Raw feel like so much effort? SmackDown feel like so.
They do have different head writers.
Ooh.
SmackDown has a new head writer that came in June. That first episode that had Jacob Fatu's debut. That was his first time as the head writer. I think his name is like Ryan Callahan. I'm not sure who's the Raw lead writer.
Raw's, whoever that person is better than Ryan Callahan. No disrespect. I'm sorry. Now you put the belt on LA Knight, so that's a win. Everything else has been a big loss for me. Fucking Santos Escobar. What's an open challenge that's going to be some bum. I'm so annoyed. I'm not pleased.
It's gonna be some bum. Hopefully it'll be AJ Styles, even though I feel like that's a pay-per-view match. But they I saw the Fightful report. They're gonna stick with this 5-match shit. When you're so hot, you can do 5-match pay-per-views. Like it's like WWE. I want you feel like the Los Angeles Lakers in like 01, 02, where they just we don't care. We're versus Chicago Bulls. We can lose to them. Like it's like that. It's like we only turn it on when we're really motivated. That's what SmackDown and pay-per-views are like.
People saying, how can you accept this? It's the same length as the regular shows, as the old pay-per-views. It's just with way more ads. I told you. Listen, it's cute to talk about how good at his job Nick Khan is, but this is what a Nick Khan doing his job looks like. His job is to get people paid. His job is not to make you wrestling fans happy. His job is to make money. And you make money by having more ads. I'm not entirely sure what you guys thought was going to happen if somebody came in there that was good at his job. Sorry.
This is fair. This is fair. Like I said, I would be so down for these shorter pay-per-views, shorter pay-per-view cards, if the pay-per-view was actually shorter. And it didn't have an hour and a half of freaking ads and commercial. It's the same length, but with like what 33% less matches. Like what are we doing? Getting paid. It's very true. They are getting paid. That is true. We got Stanto in the chat. Good to see you. One of our big supporters on social media. Thank you, sir, for joining us today. He says, first AEWramble in a while for me. I can't wait to hear the takes and, of course, Jimmy disclaimers.
You're going to hear at least one of them against Frantic World, who's had 3 posts so far. SP3 has ignored all of them, as he should, because they're all bait posts. And I'm only reacting right now. There's no opinions of his own. They're all just bait. I'm not going to fall for any of them. I'm not going to fall for the open door.
Oh, you mean like this one from Frantic World where he says, I'm here to watch Jimmy crash out about Jack Perry trying to become double champion in AEW.
Absolutely. I've never seen somebody more willing to ruin the company they love so they can have a ha-ha at fucking CM Punk fans. What? I've never seen it before. Who does that? Why? Don't you love the company?
Frantic World also says, though, the Vince McMahon documentary series is coming out September 25th on Netflix. I just shared that on the True Hill Heat Twitter page. I'm definitely watching. Even my missus said, "Oh, I watched that with you." That used to be her boss.
It's a series. Ooh.
Yeah. And it has interviews with Vince prior to his resignation.
Who's putting this out? Is it Netflix or?
It's Netflix, but it's by the executive producer of Tiger King and Bill Simmons.
Ooh. Why the fuck did Vince fucking talk to these people?
That's what I'm wondering. It's like he was sitting pretty before that resignation. Before the whole lawsuit and allegations started, he was sitting pretty. He was like, "Yeah, I'll do a documentary. It's gonna be a puff piece about me."
I'll watch. I'm very curious. I don't want to hear too much. Last time we had that thing about Vince, I heard way too much. It was fun for a while, lawsuit and shit, and I heard about actual shit being done somewhere. I was like, you know what? I'm out. I'll just assume he's guilty and move on with life because it's a good Lord. Thank you.
Valabi says Cody can carry a show, but the booking ain't doing him favors.
He's not carrying. That's how carrying works.
Yeah, I agree with the second part of this. The booking ain't doing him no favors. Nah.
They booked the show like it's The Rock. Just go out there for 10 minutes, talk some shit, then talk some shit later, and then we'll have a tag match, and it's fantastic. But he's not The Rock. So no, he can't talk shit for 10 minutes and be interesting. He's not Austin. He's not Roman. Sorry. I'm sorry that these are the facts. I wish they weren't. They just are.
We got I Make Beats. It says Cody needs a blood feud ASAP. That's what I really, in all my fibers, I was like, okay, you do the solo match at SummerSlam, and then immediately Orton turns on. Because that's the only way you could follow up a getting back with the bloodline, where the bloodline is still the number one story on SmackDown. If Cody is going to retain being in at least the 1B, 1A storyline with Roman being back, you immediately needed Orton to turn on him and start that blood feud.
Why wouldn't you have Orton turn on him right now?
What
I have an answer. Why wouldn't you have Orton turn on him right now? Why would you keep putting this off? I have an answer, and you guys don't want to hear it. I have an answer.
Go ahead.
You saved it for WrestleMania. I'm telling you, The Rock is over it.
No, don't do it.
The Rock is over it. The Rock has seen these numbers. The Rock has watched at least one of his performances. Why he snapped out of his fucking seizure he was having and said, "Why the fuck would I want to wrestle Cody? That makes no fucking sense. Absolutely not. I'm a star, and he is really good. Now, either me and Roman, or I'll wait. I'll wait till he's available.
Please don't do that. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Oh boy, I'm scared because I kind of believe you. Valavi says Hunter just screams Bloodline and empties his clip on SmackDown. Yo, Bloodline is where all the creativity of Triple H goes to.
Yeah. Yes. I can't believe it just stayed with SmackDown. You got Jay to be honest together. It's just yeah.
Oh my god. And it's like and it was a good week last week. The six woman tag they had. They kept Jade with the hot tag, had to do a couple of moves. She got a big response from the fans. But I'm just like, Bianca Belair could be just doing so much more for this women's division. On her own.
She did it already. You do it again?
Honestly, I was really looking forward to the whole Bianca playing the role of female Kevin Owens and having a good memory about Bayley trying to be the babyface champion, and I thought that's what they were doing before Backlash, and then they just after Jade and Bianca won the tag team title, she's like, never mind, I forget about that.
I agree. Bianca Belair was going to win the It's like really you're number one, but because you're 1A feud.
Yeah.
You don't look good. I'm not sure what the issue is.
Dude, that title reign, man. I was like, I had so much high hope. How it started with an absolute banger at WrestleMania with her and Io. One of the best female WrestleMania matches of all time. And then they just was like, oh yeah, Bayley is the champion. We should probably do something. That's what it felt like. It felt like that for like 2 months after Mania. That they just kept saying, they kept doing, okay, we got this for the Bloodline. We got Tama Tonga coming in. Then we're going to have the feud with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And then, okay, Cody needs something. We're going to have Cody and AJ Styles. They're going to feud with each other. And then, oh, damn, Bayley. That's how it felt. That's what the creative meeting sounded like.
I will be honest. Yeah, in light of Tony Khan on this feud, or this Bayley run. I'm sorry, it just is. Where it's like I had a great plan. The plan happened. We finished it, and now we're done. So she's still alive. She's not going anywhere. And now she has the belt. You should probably do something. No, just a thought. Sorry. If she left, I wouldn't be shocked, and I wouldn't be mad either.
I wouldn't be mad either as well. We got Louisville who says Dwayne has to get to billionaire status soon. WWE is 0-2 on billionaires not getting caught up in weird cases.
Oh, right. Hilarious.
He said, oh, right.
I trust The Rock to not get caught doing anything. I'm not saying he won't do anything, but I trust him not to get caught and do it. He's very buttoned up, very Hillary Clinton-esque, very had those people murdered, so there's no issue.
We buried the bodies in a good place, sir. All right, time to talk about AEW Dynamite this week. AEW Dynamite took place from Champaign, Illinois. What did you think about the crowd last night in Champaign?
I originally thought it was ass, but I looked up the numbers. 2,000 people in a 15,000
in a 16,000 seat arena.
15.5.
Oh, okay.
Good Lord. Whose idea is this? There's no smaller arenas in Champaign or next to
Yo,
Champaign?
seriously, that's what I was like. I was like, we couldn't find a smaller building in Champaign. I was like, I think the crowd was ass as well as it was small.
Well, when you show up to a building, you show up to a house party, and there's 2 people there. What do you feel like? Feel like partying? You feel like, what the fuck is this? Poor bastards. Oh.
I don't get it. I don't get why they do that. After coming off the heels of Wembley with 50,000 in attendance, why they would do this afterwards. But here we are.
Fuck. Don't worry, Shane's gonna turn things around.
Here comes the money. Speaking of which, we kicked off the show with all in London recap with seeing Bryan Danielson's win for the AEW World Championship against Swerve Strickland. We get the rundown of the lineup. I noted this to you. This is like the first time in a while that they did the whole rundown of the lineup, so people can get some interest in what's going on the night, where they talked about Danielson. We'll talk about his future. Hangman Adam Page versus Tomohiro Ishii. Jamie Hayter returns versus Harley Cameron. And Ricochet debuts against Kyle Fletcher. But then the music, not Wild Thing, but the Death Rider theme from New Japan Pro Wrestling for Jon Moxley hits. And he makes a surprise return, his first time on AEW television since Forbidden Door 2024. The crowd reacted loudly for Moxley as he walked through the crowd, while Tony Schiavone headed to the ring in the hopes of interviewing Moxley to find out why he is back. Schiavone started right away by asking Moxley if he was doing okay. John says that he was doing a lot of thinking as of late, and that he was looking for a man who wasn't here tonight. But it was a conversation that needed to be done. That man that he is talking about was Darby Allin. He told Darby to find him, but he wasn't really hard to find. Tony Schiavone was like, okay, we've heard from Jon Moxley, and it was about to do more of a rundown of the lineup for tonight's show. And then Jon Moxley said, matter of fact, let me interrupt you. He says that some people might not understand this. Some people might not get this. But this wasn't your company anymore. And then he abruptly walked away. Moxley looked somewhat unhinged and like very, very intense here. I liked it. I dug it. I understand why. So I was joking earlier. I understand why some people said, they were confused by this. But I would say my overwhelming, I was slightly confused, but I was more overwhelmingly intrigued because this felt very different from the usual Jon Moxley promo. What did you think?
I did. Shane McMahon booking the show. Getting those vibes. Ryan May taking her clothes off and straight attitude her. This I bought all this. I can't tell you how disappointed I was when you mentioned Darby. I love Darby, but like that's not world-shattering news. Kenny Omega. Actually, that's probably no name you could have mentioned. That would have got me excited. Then he says, "This is not your company anymore." Huh? I love it. I love it. One who have to match is talking to Tony Khan. So he could be talking to the Elite. He could be talking to a whole bunch of fuckers. It works. I loved it. I'm here for it. TK, yes. TK be my guest though. I had to.
Yeah. I think he was talking more to Tony Khan because Tony Schiavone is usually the original. Before Christopher Daniels was around, he was the original Tony Khan avatar. Of Tony would say something in his ear and he would talk for Tony. So giving a message to Schiavone is like giving a message to Tony Khan. But my question to you is, what do you think he meant? We saw a theory, I think it was on WrestleVotes, was the first to post a picture of Dean Ambrose with Shane McMahon from back at the SmackDown Live era. Is it possible that Moxley's working with Shane McMahon, or is Moxley starting a new faction? We'll talk about what happened later in the show, but what was your kind of initial vibes with that message of this is not your company anymore?
My initial vibe was we're going to keep doing this fucking takeover invasion angle to when these fucking things work. And I was kind of here for it. And then I will say my hopes did get slightly dashed by the end of the show. Oh, this is just more badasses. Gotcha. All right. Fair enough.
Hey, I hope this means no more Blackpool Combat Club. We got the season series finale of the Blackpool Combat Club on Sunday at All In.
And you got to do Moxley versus Dragon. Moxley
Yeah.
hasn't now. He didn't even know Dragon won the belt yet. It's fantastic.
Nope.
I'm so happy.
I loved it. I was with this. I was very intrigued by this promo here by Jon Moxley, and I'm happy to see Moxley back. And plus, Moxley gave up the struggle he was having with having hair, and he just shaved it all off.
Yes, he's stuck with it. I thought he might give up once he left the company. I said, no, I can make it work if I just no. It's been over for a while, man. Over for a while. You look good. You look like a badass. As you should.
I'm with it. I'm with all of this. We got next up, we go backstage with the conglomeration with Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Tomohiro Ishii, Orange Cassidy, and CMLL Women's World Champion Willow Nightingale. Mark Briscoe said that Tomohiro big time was going to whoop some cowboy ass while the rest of the group would take care of business in the big 8-man all-star tag team matchup. Willow Nightingale said that she was going to challenge Chris Statlander to a match that she knows very well as a woman who has had the most street fights in AEW history. They will have a Chicago street fight at All Out. And she says CML officials don't even want her to have this type of matchup, but she says she needs to have it. Briscoe says that his word of the day is... You want to say hi to Jimmy?
Hi, Jimmy. I got Jimmy Cricket in the bath. And he's gone in his sham.
Hi.
Why are you laughing?
What was that? I didn't understand any of that. I think I heard bath.
She said she saw a Jiminy Cricket in the bath, a grasshopper.
That's what I thought she said. Oh, that's wild. Oh my god.
Mark Briscoe says his word of the day is indefatigable, which meant unable to feel fatigue, which is what we see later tonight. Ishii walked off ahead of his matchup. He said, "Go Ishii, let's go whip some ass." I love the energy of Mark Briscoe always, but this was more of the kind of big noteworthy thing of this promo was Willow Nightingale announcing the Chicago street fight at All Out, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a good end to this feud that we haven't really felt that much as we thought we would at the start of it.
Goddamn shame. Willow Statlander should be amazing. Instead, it's fucking subpar. The match would be fantastic, I would imagine. Have the match. Put a fucking bullet in this thing and move on with life. Who should win? I'm gonna say Willow since we have 2 heel champions. Put Willow over. And it's Willow.
I agree.
It's always a good idea.
Yeah, always a good idea. We got Frantic World who agrees with you on one thing. He says Willow Nightingale always look good.
Yeah, he's goofy. He's not blind.
Cyclops is better than Wolverine. Said bumped into Widow one time at an indie show. Words can't express how fine she is in person. I was gagged. She actually walked by us as we were walking out of Wembley Stadium on Sunday.
Oh my god! When you're walking out, so this is like damn near in person.
Yeah.
Do you agree with Cyclops better than Wolverine's assessment?
I don't know if my missus is watching, but yes.
That's a yes. I'm gonna go one to talk a show. She said
To do a meet and greet and just try to bag.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Gotta take a swing. Gotta take swings in life, folks.
Hey, you saw it from Isaiah Cassidy. Found out Mercedes was single. He's like, might as well swing.
Right? That wasn't gonna work out. It's too dark for her, sir.
Our opening matchup, we got Hangman Adam Page going one-on-one with Tomohiro Ishii. Page and Ishii started right in the middle of the ring, trading repeated elbow shots, forearm shots to one another in a heavy hitting standoff between the two men. The exchange of elbows lasted a couple of minutes until Page had Ishii stunned for a bit. Ishii countered with a big shoulder block, but Page got right back up. We then had the two men exchanging chops. Very hard-hitting start to this one. The action went to pitcher-in-pitcher with Page in control. We returned to pitcher-in-pitcher, and Page may have given Ishii one of my favorite DDTs I think I've ever seen in life, where Ishii did a freaking headstand. He stood on his fucking head. Oh my God, that DDT was awesome.
It's not hard. He's got a square ass head.
Page threw Ishii back into the ring, went up to the top rope, connecting with a clothesline, got a 2 count. He remained in control, started working over a leg submission. In the corner, Ishii fired back up by absorbing Page's blows before he floored him with a big headbutt. He then landed a back suplex on Page for a near fall. Now it was Ishii in control as he set Page on the top rope. Ishii headbutted Page to stun him and then hit an impressive-looking superplex for a very close 2 count. Page slammed Ishii with a Death Valley driver, but he got rocked with an Ishii German suplex in response. Another exchange of strikes between the two ended with a double down as we headed to another commercial break. Dynamite returned with another slugfest between the two. Just a hard-hitting affair here. They exchanged counters of big power moves. Page got the upper hand with a German suplex. He then headed to the apron for the buckshot lariat attempt, but was countered into a dead eye variant by Ishii, which Page avoided disaster by putting his head on the side at the last minute. He then hit a big strong side lariat, taking Page's head off. Ishii headbutted Page, who responded with a discus elbow strike. More hard-hitting action, followed by a dead eye by Page. And then he followed up with the buckshot lariat for the 1-2-3. I enjoyed this one. These were just two big men just battering each other, beating the hell out of each other. If this is the way to end the Ishii summer excursion, I'm glad we got one good one here with Hangman Adam Page to remember. Hangman picking up a victory, a rare victory for him since his return, since his obsession with Swerve Strickland has kind of distracted him from getting big victories as of late, which led very nicely into the post-match here, but we want to focus on the post-match specifically. So what was your thoughts on Hangman versus Ishii?
I really like the back half. I guess I could tolerate the first half. I would have just split the baby and cut the match in fucking half. Why is Hangman wrestling 17 minutes with? I'll be nice. Why is Hangman wrestling 17 minutes with Ishii? I don't understand. Is he not a main eventer anymore? I mean, I always had him at the bottom of the main event / top of the mid card, and Ishii in less than 17 minutes. What are we doing exactly? But whatever. It's neither here nor there. Graps for the sickos. All fucking 600,000 of them that stuck around from the top of the hour. Good Lord. Save it, Shane.
Save us, Shane. I'm done with you. I Make B says Ishii is the man, and he says, I enjoyed every second of this one. I thought it was a very good opener to the show.
Would you have it better or worse than your fucking Moxley Ishii match, which you gave 4 1/4 stars, which I'll never forget before? Right next to the Holocaust.
Slightly. I thought that match was great. This one was very good. Sure. But Hangman couldn't celebrate his victory for long, as the former AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland came out to the ring to confront his longtime rival, Hangman Adam Page. You had Prince Nana come out with the most hilarious face, looking mean and angry while doing his dance. Oh, it popped me so much. He signaled his arrival. Page got into Strickland's face before he backed off as Swerve began to speak. Swerve talked about how he could have gotten mad for Page getting involved during his AEW World Title matchup at All In, but he can only feel sorry for Page. Page says Strickland says that he saw that Page as a petulant child for the way he's been acting, and that even though he wasn't the world champion, he'll always be regarded as one. So Page has failed. Page fired back by angrily saying that Strickland was not a champion, but a piece of shit. He said that Swerve wrestled Hangman 3 times and couldn't do it alone. He said that the first time he beat him because of Nana, the second time was because of Nana and Cage, and the third time he couldn't even beat him in 30 minutes. He wanted Swerve all to himself. Strickland quickly responded by issuing the challenge, All Out. Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland one more time inside of a steel cage. Swerve said that he remembers after the Revolution triple threat match, me, you, Samoa Joe, when you gave up just to not let me win the world title. He drove just 10 minutes up the road to Hangman's house. And he said what he saw was Paige and his pregnant wife about to deliver their second child. And he said that it was the man Hangman Page was supposed to be. Swerve said that he focused his energies on becoming AEW World Champion and that he'll do it once more. Page, meanwhile, became too obsessed with Swerve, which has caused his career to go up in flames. Strickland asks what kind of man Hangman will be inside that steel cage at All Out, and what kind of man is his kids going to see. Instead of responding, all Hangman could do was walk out angrily, and it was made official at All Out September 7, 2 weeks, just 10 days, 9 days at this point, from when we're talking. It will be Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, inside of a steel cage in Chicago, Illinois. Boy, oh boy, we know how the level that they have kept this rivalry at, and I'm sure this matchup will be bloody, it will be brutal, and it should main event All Out, in my opinion. But Jimmy, what did you think about this promo exchange? I really enjoyed this one as well.
You think it should main event over fucking Dragon and Omega, or Dragon and Moxley, or Dragon and MJF, or Dragon and Jack Perry? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say yes, it should main event over Dragon and Jack Perry. This was good. I thought the delivery was off, but after finding out that there was 2,000 people in the building, I'm sure Hangman felt like he needed to project early on. This felt weird. He felt off. Hey, I'm angry. I got it. You just sound weird. Swerve was significantly better here, I thought, and he does a really good job of coming across like a psychopath. He doesn't even understand what he's saying is wrong.
He's always coming at some people's family. It does not matter.
He just talks. He's a good guy. You know, I still inside your house, watch you with your kids. Like, sir, I'm waiting for the story to turn around, and it's just not. It's just all awful shit.
Oh my God! It's like, how is this man the baby face?
I thought Hangman showed a lot of depth in his face. Then he dipped. I don't know what I want from this outside of a great match. That probably should be the end. You know what? I think I want Hangman to go over, but I don't know if Swerve can deal with Hangman going over. I'm not sure. No, Swerve goes to do the heat back by doing something outrageous, murdering somebody in the street or something. You know what? Yeah, Hangman goes over.
Yeah, and right now I'm gonna say I think Hangman should go over, but I wouldn't mind Swerve going over again. I wouldn't mind because it's just gonna drive Hangman even crazier.
That's true. I pitched this for fucking Punk and Drew at Hell in a Cell, and I might use it here. I would do the fucking one of my favorite finishes. I hated it when I was 12. But every time I watch it back, I love it now. I would do the fucking Triple H Austin in the way out finish. They just murder each other. Then they hit each other at the end and one collapses on top of the other. I would do that. I would do that. I love that finish. My favorite finish.
He's got the cinder block. Paige got the cinder block, and Swerve. What other weapon have they used? Swerve's got a chain.
Ooh, that works. Yeah, the handman claps on Swerve. Da ta-da.
Ta-da! Gets the win, but it's not really a win. We do have a super chat donation here from our good brother Christopher Kidd, who joined us for our review. Good to see you in the chat once again. So people, let him
speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my gosh, Siobhan, what the hell is wrong with you?
The best moment in AEW commentary history. Oh my God, it's fantastic.
Christopher Kidd says Swerve and K-Dot on a rampage to make better fathers.
Absolutely.
Making better fathers one bar at a time. It's one bar at a time. But yes, really good stuff from Swerve. They just have a money program, and just their dynamic is just money. Just those two characters playing off of each other. I've never had them go, do a promo exchange where I was like, that didn't deliver. It always delivers to a point. Some are like all-time great, like Hangman berating Swerve and saying nah is gonna just smoke weed in the parking lot, or like the contract signing, their first interaction when he was like, you haven't even changed your clothes in a few months. When Swerve said that to Hangman. Like, I remember so vividly their promo exchanges. They always have this just great dynamic between each other.
They are great. They are easily the best feud in history, man. Sorry. No disrespect to anything else.
I got a question for you because I got a question for you because I spoke to Cam Hawkins, who interviewed Swerve for Complex, and he said that Swerve views him and Hangman's feud as this generation's Rock Austin, while Cam said to him he views them at more as Triple H and Rock. What would you say is the closer?
Definitely close to a Triple H Rock. Definitely. It feels close to like a Bret Austin to me, but
to me too. Where it's the natural switching of roles, and still Hangman is very much justified. Where you're gonna have people like it was with Bret in Canada and Europe, where he was still the babyface, whereas Austin was the heel in those areas. But in America, because of the changing landscape over there in the 90s, Austin became the babyface, and Bret was just a justified heel.
Agreed. Is that interview where he gave his quote about Tony Khan? Swerve did.
I'm not sure.
I have the quote.
Which quote?
I'm about to.
Oh boy.
I'm about to fucking tell you. No disrespect. Wait, do I even have it? Oh, I don't have it. They were comparing him and Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks, who has apparently refused to do a job of some kind or to work with Big Bill. And Swerve's quote was, whatever TK asked him to do, he does it. If you need me to have a tag match, I do it. If you need me to have a match against Tanahashi on Collision, I do it. I'm down for anything, whatever. I just found it rather apropos to what I think of Swerve in general. What most people should think of Swerve. They've heard some things he said. That's all. No disrespect. Whatever you need, boss.
Disrespect. No disrespect.
Whatever you need, boss.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm sorry. I thought it was egregious. It was me. It could be me. Hey, I'm not against thinking it was just me. I didn't like it though.
It's okay. Up next, we had the return of former AEW Women's World Champion Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter is back on Dynamite. She got a good response from the Champaign, Illinois fans in comparison to the rest of the night, where they said welcome, where they gave her welcome back chants as the match started. Cameron gaining momentum early on. Hayter fought back and just stomped the hell out of Cameron in this matchup. She stomped a mud hole in her in the corner, floated her with a clothesline. Cameron escaped Hayter's attempted slam as she attacked with some kicks to the face. Hayter then used her strength to block a springboard bulldog attempt by Cameron, floored her with a big boot. She blocked a soul food attempt and repeatedly, Cameron tried to shake her hand and she just pulled her up. She had repeated multiple backbreakers and then finished up the job with the Hayterade lariat. 1, 2, 3. Jamie Hayter gets the victory after the matchup. Saraya ran off, clearly not wanting to face the returning Hayter. This was short, sweet, to the point. Hayter is still a beast in the ring, but I know, Jimmy, you have your issues with how Hayter looks.
Don't say it like that. Jesus, it sounds very shamey when you say it like that. I love Jamie Hayter.
Her new look.
I love Jamie Hayter. There's nothing I would not do for Jamie Hayter. There's nobody in the women's division in AEW outside of Willow that I wouldn't toss down the fucking stairs for Jamie Hayter. I wouldn't think twice about it. But the hair, the fucking outfit, the granny outfit,
It's not any different from her outfits before.
It is, first of all, it is different. It doesn't have the ass thing on it, the string that goes around like the top of the thigh, number one. It's too colorful. It's not black. Her hair is not blonde or black or whatever the fuck it was before, that little mix she had going. She lost 10, 15 fucking pounds. This isn't Jamie Hayter. This is a slightly less version. Still better than most. It's just a slightly less version. That's all. Maybe I think I'm like I don't like her anymore. I still love her, but how long are we gonna do this? Just like a passing phase?
And thank you, Jacob. Someone's going to give me credit. I talked this into fruition that we would get Jamie Hayter back at All In. Not exactly the way I wanted it, but still, she's back.
She did.
I believed when Jimmy didn't. I believed when Jimmy didn't. You had lost hope. I understand. I understand why, but you had lost hope.
Yeah, ashtray. That's what we'll call it from now on. The ashtray. Yes. What's going on with the lack of ashtray?
We do need the asterisk back. It is what it is. I am done with both of you.
Wait a minute. By the way, I have the quote here. I saved it on my phone, not on my computer. It's more egregious in his words, because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? He needs me. This is Swerve. Quote. He needs me in tags. I'll go in tags. Cool. What does he need? He needs a challenge to face Orange Cassidy for the international championship. Give it to me. I'll do it. All right. We need to, what? We need to come back to the Sting. We need something big for him. Swerve can do it. That's what built a relationship of just like put me anywhere. I'll make it work. What the fuck are we doing? Who told me that's good? That's the hip hop artist gimmick psychopath. Oh my God. Good Lord. What you need, boss? I do it for you. I ain't like the rest of them. I do whatever you need me to do. Come on, man. You can do it, but shut the fuck up. Right? Swerve.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Talking yourself in third person is crazy. Swerve can do it. I can do it. I don't know what Ricky on there, but you know he light skinned. He always been a bit uppity. I can do it. Come on, man. Come on, man. First black and ugly, now this. 2 strikes, sir. 2 strikes. And to me, the first one's already 3 strikes. You know what? We are up to. Come on now. Come on.
We got another super chat donation here from our boy Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. We appreciate the support as always, my good brother.
Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Will is back, and he says, I don't mind black men shooting on light-skinned guys, but Swerve has some nerve with his yes boss ass. Get ready for MVP kissing up to Tony Khan. LOL, just kidding.
Thanks, Gustavo. Welcome back. MVP. He strikes me as a little more, a lot more. He don't like something. He gonna tell you he don't like it. He won't be hesitant to tell you I'm not doing that shit. Nah, that's good. He's a liar and a manipulator. What? Nigga, Jesus Christ.
I mean, if this is his experience, I don't mind Swerve expressing it in this way. That's what I'll say.
I agree. He should say whatever he wants. I agree.
This is his experience. If this is his experience, that him being open to Tony Khan needing somebody for certain roles, and that's how he got his way up the card, where he's now in one of the top stars in the company. That's his experience.
I agree. We should just accept everybody. If he thinks they're black and ugly, they're black and ugly. Can't change.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You did not hear me say the same thing when he said that. Don't do that. Don't do that, Skip. Don't do that.
I'm not giving Coon passes on him. I'm all out of Coon passes. I gave them all away. I gave them all away. The first 5 times I laughed at Ruckus, my Coon passes were all out. I only have 5 Coon passes for life. They're all out.
So you stopped laughing at Ruckus after that? I kept laughing.
Some of that shit
with Ruckus.
Some of that shit is egregious. Just as outrageous. What are we doing?
Oh, we got another super chat donation here from Christopher Kidd. Thank you so much, Christopher Kidd, for your
serious.
support.
I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
It's the model fan.
The model? Who's the model?
It's the model. And he's
Okay. I don't know what she's talking about. She said a model fell. We do have Christopher Kidd with a super chat donation. Thank you so much, Christopher. Once again, he says, I don't need her to be Becky and Elton on my TV.
Listen, I love the fact she changed the look. I love the fact that she felt like she needed to. I just think this is a swing and a miss.
I'm not too hurt about the hair. I can understand the outfit. The outfit color scheme matching with the hair. I'm not too fond of that.
Yeah. What is it? Flowers? I can't even see what it is. I don't like it. I don't know whatever it is. I don't like it. She looks good here, by the way. I don't even need to talk. Everything I talked about her performance yet. She looks good.
No, you did not. No, you did not at all.
She looked good. She looked good. Listen, Harley Cameron's not very good. Even though you all tried to tell me she was getting better, but whatever. Hayter.
Hey, no, I maybe I'm giving a pass as in your definition, but for the amount of matches she's had, she's not as bad as I think she should be.
That's interesting. No, not as bad as you know what? That might be true. Yeah. Hayter looked good. She gets a few more matches, especially against people who are better than Harley Cameron. I think we'll see the Jamie Hayter of old. She's back on the road. She'll be eating some bad food. The way to come back. I'll be so happy.
What? What are we talking about?
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
I'm here for Jamie Hayter looking like a tank. This fucking fitness instructor, Jamie Hayter, I'm not a fan of. I need fuck people up, throw them around the room, tank Jamie Hayter. That's my favorite.
Jesus Christ, this man is out of control, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just.
We were hyped when Swerve put on weight, right? Why can't I want Jamie Hayter to do the same thing? Please.
We need it. We need it. Someone tweet Romeo on Twitter and just tag him in it and say, we need you to upload the Uncle Ruckus theme as one of the bumpers on AEW. Boom, boom, boom. Christopher Kidd with another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Christopher, once again for the
They go
support.
on Twitter. I don't see how this is going to work. This is absolutely ridiculous. Send.
Christopher says, Swerve to TK. I can fix that.
Raise my hand right up here. TK loves it. Oh, he's one of the good ones. There's a few of them around.
Oh no! He's
You
one
guys
of
get a
the
bad
good
rap.
ones. He's one of the good ones. Sounds horrible.
You guys get a bad rap. You guys get a bad rap. Okay, what Trump says, I like you.
Oh my goodness. We got another super chat donation, this time from Will Chisholm once again. Will is back and he got paid. We appreciate you, Will, for the support.
Let's fucking go.
Will says, how many passes you gave Mercedes, Jimmy? Hello.
I don't think. What did Mercedes do? I never knew she needed a pass. She's a little like weird, but like I never thought she needed a pass. She didn't say anything egregious. Not that I remember, at the very least. I remember hearing something about Asian men, but yeah, it was all right. Free time.
It was all right for the most part. You good? You good?
Keep your thoughts to yourself and out of your rap music.
Cyclops is better than Wolverine with a good point. It says Jamie whole look looks way too Joshi-like. It does look like an outfit like an Azumi would wear in Stardom.
How long do you think this lasts? I mean, she changed her look rather frequently. She's
yeah,
I'm not mad at her. She'll do something for her hair or her outfit. That'd be fine.
Yeah. That's Fat Jack. It was nothing Swerve said in his segment. It was just rewind back on the show where Jimmy read the quote from the interview. And we got Jacob who says the look of disgust on Jimmy's face every time that TK clip pops up. LOL.
In fairness, TK is the least egregious part of that clip. That clip is more egregious for that fucking I'm trying to be friendly ass smile fucking CM Punk gives after he says that joke. That courtesy laugh that has become his entire existence these days. I say, you know it wasn't funny. Why are you laughing? This is not going to go well.
Probably the look he makes when he talks to Triple H nowadays.
Oh, I can't even imagine. Again, watch it. I want you to be happy, except when you walk in the building. Then I want you to not be happy.
when you go through the curtain, stop being happy. Renee Paquette was backstage with Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree, as well as Roderick Strong. She asked Big Bill about the positive reaction he got from the UK crowd. Bill said that the fans are like the leaves. They change, and that fall is just around the corner, so the colors will all change.
What the fuck is he babbling about?
I love that quote. I had to go back and write the quote. Oh my god. Jericho did his shtick. He raises his hand. He has a faraway look in his eye, and he says, "Hi guys." He said he was proud of Hook for winning the FTW championship, but then he is quickly interrupted by Roderick Strong, who says, "Chris!" Jericho. He was proud of being in the Jericho vortex, and he wanted Jericho's help to take care of Orange Cassidy so he can get him away from his good friend Kyle O'Reilly. Jericho said that Cassidy would pay for ruining his $7,000 suit a couple of years back during their feud in the pandemic era of AEW. And everyone else walked away when Brian Keefe did JD from Pootie Tang and said, "You'll pay the damn price." The same line that Jericho said at the end of his promo. I literally messaged you. I was like, oh my God, he's JD from Pootie Tang, the dude that just used to repeat what his best friend said always.
Mox is back.
What do you think about this promo?
So we do have space to lose another name, like Jericho or Orange Cassidy. I think Jericho and Orange Cassidy together equals like a Moxley these days. So they can both take a trip. Take a break. 2 months, 3 months, 2 years. Then you come back. Please.
I said this when this match was announced on the show. I was like, we can't get a 1 week break from Jericho. Like that felt like that was a blow off of a 5-month storyline. Like TK, get it through your skull. We need a break from Jericho, bro.
Please. Just a little.
You have an unhealthy allegiance to this loser ass gimmick. To this loser ass gimmick. Jericho's not a loser, but he has a loser ass gimmick right now, and he needs a break.
This is your punishment, and you deserve it. For years, he would ramble on and on and on about how great Chris Jericho is, and he's top 10 of all time, and yada yada yada. And now you get to watch your fucking creation just get destroyed week after week after week after week until he falls out of the top 10, and then I would go, how's right? You know, I'll move on.
You're still holding on to this 20-year conversation we've had.
Until now, but he's slowly sliding out. 7, 8, 9. Yep.
He's tipping. Yep, he's going down. He's going down real fast. Jacob says, I really like the idea of the learning tree. I have yet to like a single learning tree segment. Something about the execution doesn't land.
It was really fun for a while. I ain't no idea.
It was fun. It was fun for like a month or two.
Yeah.
Then it went to month 3, and it was like, oh, it's all downhill.
It might have peaked with that episode, but they do like 4 or 5 fucking segments.
Yes, I think that was the peak. That was the peak. Where it was 5 segments, but all of them had to like accumulate like 3 minutes of the show. It was like 3 minutes of the show, but he spread it out with 5 different segments
that weren't connected, by the way. It was just them doing random shit. Yeah, no, it's over. So move on. He'll be fine. Wait, does he have like a concert or something to do? Does he take time off to play with his band?
I mean, they're not very good if you watch All In.
I didn't need to watch All In to know that. I've never been any good. Sorry.
Christopher K says Jericho should be gone after the TV deal is announced, for sure. I mean, I would love to think that, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
I mean, listen, Jericho's not going to help you get a TV deal at this point.
Yeah.
You fucking got the numbers, you don't. Let's move on with life.
It's very true. We got a recap of Will Ospreay's win over MJF in the International American Championship matchup at All In London, as well as the return of Daniel Garcia and his involvement in the finish. And then we had the entrance of the former AEW American Champion, and Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF. Love the fact that he was in a more like neutral color suit, the gray suit with the black shirt, in comparison to his extravagant American flag attire that he's been wearing as American champion. He sported some visible adhesive tape on his neck after taking the Ospreay's Tiger Driver 91. MJF gets on the mic and he says that he's been in so much pain and that he has a splitting headache. And he told the crowd that he's not with it tonight, to keep quiet or he'll go after everyone in the arena, which instantly got the fans to chant, "Shut the fuck up" at him. He talked about how he lost his championship. He had his diamond ring stolen and he got injured. He says due to all of this, he is now denouncing his American citizenship. And he says that the fans were never behind him this entire run. And he didn't want to be associated with this country other than the most magical place in the world, Plainview, Long Island, New York. MJF says that he was sick of the fans living in lies and that AEW without him was a circus. He turned his attention to Will Ospreay and he claimed that he cheated to win and that he needed help. This was not over yet. He warned Ospreay that just as he was close to winning the greatest prize in the history of our sport, he's going to cut him off right at the knees with a smile on his face. MJF then moved on to Daniel Garcia next. He says that he threatened Daniel Garcia, but he said that if Garcia came out here, he would show him exactly what he thought of him. which led to Daniel Garcia instantly attacking him from behind. Like he was just waiting for him to mention him. Garcia applied a guillotine choke, and MJF got choked out almost limp. That was a great sell. He lifted MJF up. He put him on. He was about to power drive him, but he had second thoughts. Instead, he put MJF up on the top rope, and he looked to go for an avalanche power driver before security ran down to stop Garcia. Garcia started punching at the security. This gave MJF a chance to get the advantage, and he attacked Garcia from behind. This was short-lived, though, as Garcia battered MJF, putting him into the corner, beating him down. He looked once again for the avalanche power driver, but MJF held on to the top rope before security and Christopher Daniels intervened before Garcia could finish the job. We then saw multiple security officials restraining both men, including MJF outside of the ring. Garcia then got a microphone, and he says he reveals that he was the man who stole MJF's Dynamite diamond ring, and he pawned it off for a round trip to Long Island, New York. That is what someone from Buffalo would do, to be fair. He asked if MJF thought that was bad. That's nothing compared to being stretchered out while his grandmother watched on. Garcia said that seeing MJF suffer wasn't even his obsession anymore. It was his fetish. And he says that all Garcia wants is to ruin MJF's life, which is why he asked Tony Khan to grant him a match against Freeman at All Out on September 7th in Chicago. Garcia said that he beating MJF in a match isn't enough. He wants to drop him on his damn head, and that is the only way he will bring satisfaction to himself. Garcia then threw the mic halfway down the aisle, and it hit MJF right in the neck. He actually made contact with MJF, tossing the mic at him, and it is on. It was made official. It will be MJF one-on-one with Daniel Garcia Saturday, September 7th from the Now Arena in Chicago, Illinois. What did you think about this segment here? The promo from MJF as well as Garcia's attack. I thought this was a very good, effective segment to set up the matchup for All Out that we all pretty much called when he attacked him on Beach Break. We said this was taking out Garcia. We get Ospreay, MJF at All In, and then Garcia at All Out, and we got it here made official.
MJF was fine. I think we can call this the finish of the American gimmick, which was a dud.
I think it worked. I was there live. I think it worked. It worked when I said it was going to work. It worked in Wembley Stadium.
How long did he run it?
A month.
So let's call it 3 Dynamites. So a failure for 3 Dynamites and a successful pay-per-view. That's a win?
No, it was not a failure for 3 Dynamites.
Of course it's a fucking failure.
The Kyle Fletcher match worked. The Kyle Fletcher match worked.
Because of the American gimmick?
Yep.
Stop it. See that? Motherfucker's going to hold on to this shit. He knows good and well. He don't care. Look at this. Look at this. No shame.
It didn't work. It didn't work in South Carolina.
No shame at all. He said with a straight face, knowing it's complete horseshit. No shame in these people. I'm going to talk about the rest of this. Who cares? So over it. Disgusted. What? Whatever. I think I'm over it. I think I'm over the segment now. Let's move on. What happened next?
What did you think about the segment?
What are we doing?
What did you think about the segment?
I don't know.
What was your opinion?
I really had a fucking stroke. What are we doing? Right, Garcia and a choke of some kind. He threw something. Right. That was fine. That was good even. It wasn't a failure. It's a failure for every single day up until the pay-per-view.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't every single day. You exaggerate.
If MJF has a good match, he has a good match because he's fucking MJF. not because he has an American flag on his ass. That's not how that works.
But you can't say it's a failure that week. You said it was a failure that week.
I did. I said the gimmick is a failure.
You said 3 Dynamites. It was only 2.
I said the gimmick is a failure. I didn't say MJF was a failure. I didn't say he was incompetent. I didn't say
you said it was a failure for 3 Dynamites.
The failure, yes, the gimmick was a failure from its inception until the pay-per-view. Fucking yes. So. How not?
I disagree.
Please. How?
Because it worked where it was supposed to work. It worked in the UK. It worked with the Michael Oku matchup. It worked at the Cardiff show.
Michael Oku matchup. We're not doing this. We're not now. He's going to another company. We're not gonna do this.
Why are you attacking me? Why did you attack me? Did you say hi, Jimmy?
Hi, Jimmy. I'm fighting Dada.
I saw.
Okay.
And what he got?
I got headphones on.
And his headphone is falling down. Mommy.
I do not hate America, sir. I love America. I guess it's the only country I've ever been in. But what do you want from me? What do you want from me? That's all. You gotta sit through 3 bad MJF promos so we can get a Michael Oku match. I'm gonna pass.
Two bad MJF. It's not 3.
Was the
Cardiff promo a failure for you?
You'll have to. Which one was Cardiff?
That was
like you don't need to tell me. What fucking anything that had to do with fucking I'm in America. Yeah, I told you it was low energy in that half of the fucking promo. Anything that was America versus fucking the rest of the world, which isn't even America, it's Long Island versus the rest of the world, stunk.
Okay.
Awful. Terrible. So we can get an MJF Will Ospreay match, which we already got, which would have been fantastic if MJF was from fucking New Zealand. Who gives a fuck? What are we doing? Why are we even having this conversation? Why are we defending a shitty American gimmick? Why are we being? I'm usually the contrarian. You say something that these losers agree with, and then I say no. Now everybody on the planet is saying this is goofy, and you want to go, you know what? I don't think so because in fucking.
I think it worked. I think it worked. It worked at All In. That's what I said. That was my.
So what? He would have been cheered. He would have been cheered if he didn't do that at All In.
Yeah, he was cheered. He was cheered last year. He was cheered last year.
Fucking folk hero in that place. He's Steve Austin, Texas. He's not getting booed for fucking MJF. Stop it.
Hey, to each his own.
No, I think his own. No, I don't agree to disagree ever. Especially not something like this. Ever. We don't agree to disagree. You agree to disagree.
We just disagree. We just disagree.
We don't disagree. Ever heard one thing you disagree with? I said, on what?
I literally told you all the places that it worked. It worked when he was in the UK.
You can't say it worked and then your thing for it working is him getting booed. He's MJF. He gets booed. That's how that works.
Not always. He doesn't always get booed. He got cheered in South Carolina.
No, this. What, the American place? And then he had to go on a fucking 5-minute promo about how South Carolina isn't real America. Are you fucking serious? This isn't working. Come on, man.
That was the one instance that I thought that the American versus UK gimmick did not work. I agree with you.
It did in Tennessee.
Were they in Tennessee?
It's definitely Tennessee. Whether it was South Carolina and Tennessee, I don't know, but it was definitely in Tennessee.
No, I don't. I remember South Carolina. I don't remember anything else. But I agree with you in South Carolina. But next up, you get Ricochet talking about his AEW debut and that he was ready to impress in AEW when he has his first singles match later tonight against Kyle Fletcher. Any thoughts on Ricochet's quick promo here from backstage at All In with the highlights from the Casino Gauntlet?
He looks like an Apple employee doing his best black impression. That stunk. Look at this. Oh, what kind of work presentation is this? It's called AAVE. They also wear gold chains. Some of them have tattoos. Shut up. Ugh, I like Ricochet. Please stop talking.
Are you sure?
I don't. It's gonna get worse. I didn't like him in that fucking match either. The fuck is this?
Oh
Yeah,
man,
don't
we
like
get
Ricochet.
I don't think you do. We get our all-star 8-man tag team matchup. It is the Learning Tree: Chris Jericho, Bryan Keith, Big Bill, along with the Undisputed Kingdom's Roderick Strong versus Hook, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Mark Briscoe of the Conglomeration. This one started off with Hook and Chris Jericho, and I was like, good God, I thought we were done. Before Jericho tagged in Bryan Keith, which led to Cassidy being tagged in. The Conglomeration had the advantage early, but then Briscoe worked over Keith before Big Bill entered the matchup, and he just went on a hot tag. Bill avoided Briscoe's attack. He responded with some hard chops to the chest. Briscoe was left isolated in the Learning Tree's corner, and things broke down with all 8 men fighting in the ring all over ringside to lead us into commercial break. Jericho was working over Cassidy against the ropes when we came back. We get the Learning Tree had the advantage as they isolate Briscoe from his corner, worked him over for a bit before Kyle O'Reilly made the hot tag. We get a whole bunch of flying all over the place. Mark Briscoe doing his famous dive off the chair, propelling himself onto a pile of competitors on the outside. The last 2 men standing in the ring at the end of this matchup was Roderick Strong and Hook, as Hook countered the End of Heartache into a red rum. Strong's foot was underneath the rope as he was in the red rum, yet Aubrey Edwards still called the match to stop as Roger Strong tapped out with his little boot on the rope here. I was so confused with why this happened, and I was just like, what? This was very confusing. Post-match, there was a brawl outside between the Conglomeration and the Learning Tree. Inside the ring, the Undisputed Kingdom jumped Hook, ending with Roderick Strong giving him a running knee. This match was kind of there. I think that we've seen enough all-star 8-man tags to last us a lifetime, and this wasn't on the better end of those.
I love all-star 8-man tags. Just no all-stars in this fucking match. Sorry. This match was what it was. It's like the worst version of the usual AEW schmaz. I'm sorry. I can't say I hated it. I just zoned out. Just like waiting for it to be over. Why not have Roddy win if we're going to go into Roddy and fucking Hook?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. And just especially when you're gonna do that finish the way you did, where Aubrey literally walked over his foot underneath the rope.
That's a weird choice.
I was so confused by that finish. It was like, what are we doing?
It's like Chris Jericho's problem. It's always somebody you don't like. I don't know. There's 8 people in that fucking match. If you can't carry Chris Jericho, you will stink. Stop it.
Yeah, Big Bill was good. Big Bill with his hot tag, he was good. Even though he's a heel and he did a hot tag, but he was good.
It's a mess. For all these, if all these people got fired, I'd be okay with it. I'm not saying I would do that. I would have to sift through and see who I would keep. I'd keep Big Bill, and I would keep Mark Briscoe, I guess. But if
I would keep Mark Briscoe, I would keep Orange, and I would keep Big Bill.
Why would you keep Orange Cassidy? He doesn't pop a rating anymore. What are we doing? Keep him around for? Because he makes fun of wrestling. I so what?
I still like Orange Cassidy. And I like Kyle O'Reilly as well. And I like Roger Strong.
Yeah, I did too, fucking 45 years ago. But it's time to move on now. For all these people in the fucking garbage. Sorry. You have people that can do what you do better. Sorry. You used to be a great in-ring wrestler.
We're not going to promote people losing jobs.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
They can still get paid. We're a billionaire in this universe. They can still get paid. They just can't be on the show. We need room for Takeshita, people like this. Sorry. Can we have an 8-man tag?
And when I say keep Frantic World, I mean keep on this show. Like Bryan Keith, I would put over on Ring of Honor. I would keep him under contract, but I would put him on Ring of Honor.
Sure. To the abyss. To the fucking that'd be nice. But it's a place where certain people go. So they can feel better about themselves. We can look like we're doing something. It's like, we know what they call that? It's like segregation. It's like we're separate but equal, but not really equal. Like, stop it. Red Velvet and who's the other one? Lee Moriarty. Look, I like that people too. Right. Right. I'm like that Triple H. Look at me. I do love the trolling. I am here for it. But come on now.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
Hey, Shawn Michaels, he loves the black folks. He be having Jada Parker. He be having.
He's showing his taste. I'm not mad at it. The anti-Swerve. It's Sean.
Big Sean. We got backstage. We go to Mercedes Moné hosting a party for another successful TBS championship win as Private Party crashed the party. They talked about Mercedes defending the NJPW Strong Women's Championship against Momo Watanabe at NJPW Capital Collision this Friday to say that she's a fighting champion. Then Isaiah Cassidy attempts to hit on Mercedes, saying that red is the color of love, and he would love to have that dress on top of him. I don't know what he meant by that. Camille stepped up and told him to step back. When Kazuchika Okada showed up to have Mercedes back, Monet asked Okada how to say bye, bitch, in Japanese. He whispered in her ear, and she said, sayonara, bitches, to Private Party, who walked out of the party. And then Mercedes did the CEO dance, and Okada says, oh, this is a dream, and started doing the CEO dance himself. Okada, he got paid to do that. might be the MVP of this episode. He might be the MVP of this episode.
God. I have got to see what their contracts look like. There was probably, let me say, it's got maybe $100,000, like right then and there, just for this show. These two doing that. That is insanity. Holy shit! Wow.
What did you just drop on me? This is not. Yeah, this is custard, but it's custard with a big cotton ball in it. You want to take it? Thank you.
What, folks?
Huh? Oh, I have to eat it? Okay, I'll hold it right here. Eat it when I'm done. Yes, dream come true. Bashful Okada. Man, Okada trying to bag, yo. Okada trying to bag. Just like Isaiah. What did you think about this segment?
It is. I was gonna say it's a waste, but it's not really a waste since I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's fine. Silly wrestling. I wish they went a little further with like outside the ring stuff. These all just feel like backstage interviews instead of outside the ring shit. Which it's fine. It was cute.
I agree. Jack, why isn't Private Party tag champions? Because he says, oh yeah, the Bucks have them hostage, and he botched saying them. But you got it right second time.
Stop it.
Private Party aren't tag team champions because I don't think they're ready for that. And I still don't think they're ready for that. But they should have been like Ring of Honor tag team champions or something like that. Yeah, multiple different tag team titles. They could have been trios champions by now.
Why are they not ready for the tag titles?
I don't know. I just think they still show their kind of greenness in the ring. They could be good at times, but then there's times where their matches don't flow that well.
Fair enough. They just need. I'll be nice. No disrespect.
Were you about to say the Swerve line? They just need to just go wherever, do whatever God needs.
I wasn't going to say that.
You need me on Collision.
I'm with you, Aston. Anybody but the Bucks. Poor Nick Jackson. 20 years.
Top Flight's ready. I would say Top Flight is better option to be tag team champion.
In a vacuum, absolutely. And then what happens? Fucking one of them was walking down the street and an anvil falls on their fucking head. Because these are the two most unlucky motherfuckers on the planet. Absolutely
true.
not.
Well, Grizzle Young Vets, they'll be the next champions.
Oh.
There you go.
Sure.
GYV. There you go. Your favorite tag team name, Jimmy.
Oh, Grizzle Young Vets.
Hey, you're asking for anybody but the Bugs. Why can't it be? Why are you saying ill to GYV?
I did enjoy them. I assume it's coming up soon. I did enjoy the first segment. Then got a repeat of right afterwards.
That didn't make any sense, and I was going to mention that. But first up, we had this is something for the men in the room. Mariah May is out for her AEW Women's World Championship celebration. Tony Schiavone introduces her out to the ramp, and Schiavone congratulates May on her victory. And the new champion takes the mic, and she says that they were supposed to do her Women's Championship celebration tonight, but she was postponing it because she wasn't doing it in Champaign, Illinois, because it should be called Flat and Stale Piss Beer instead. May said that the women of this town desperately needed some glamour and that she can provide just that. May said that she was about to take her robe off to show off to everyone her championship title, and she had the AEW Women's World title around her waist and wearing some very slim black lingerie. Mariah. You got some guy in the crowd in trouble. You saw his missus trying to cover his eyes and then hit him with a sign.
Child, get off me.
He must have said the wrong thing in his woman's ear distance. What did you think about Mariah May postponing her celebration just to show off?
All of this was great. Like, I can't believe how much I enjoyed all of this.
She got some good heat too for postponing
that's shitty
the celebration.
Yeah. I don't know if she turned it up, but she sounded significantly more English than usual. She sounded rather posh. It worked for me. Her shitting on champagne was fantastic. Her postponing the thing is fantastic. Her taking her clothes off. I thought she was going to be wrapped up under there. And I mean, for 2024, I guess she was. But you know what I mean. She looked great. It worked for me. Felt very, what's the word I'm looking for? When something is unnecessary. Jesus. Brain is relieving me. Whatever, it worked. I liked all of it. Ryan looked great.
I liked it. I just.
It's bother me.
What do you think they're gonna do for her next program? I was thinking of this just before we went live here. I think they should do like either the battle royal they used to do, the casino battle royal, whatever it's called, the 21 or Lucky 21, whatever it's called, the battle royal they did previously at All Out 2021. They should do that at this year's All Out for a shot. To become the number one contender for Mariah May, or do the first ever women's casino gauntlet at All Out.
Find one thing that works and you run into the fucking ground.
I'm sorry, we still haven't got a women's version of it. We did 3 men, leave us 1 woman, and then now it's be the end for the year.
For the year, Jesus. Gratuitous was the word I was looking for. So I wasn't mad at it. No, it should be. I can't believe I'm saying this because she's going to lose. I'm good with Willow. Willow be 7 and we move on to that. We don't need any excess, whatever. Any matches for matches' sake. When's the next pay-per-view after All Out?
It's October, Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, we're going with Willow.
But I suspect that she'll probably make her first defense at Grand Slam.
Which is when?
September 25th.
That works. I'm fine.
No.
I'm fine.
Hey, I say the casino battle royal. Do that. Get a bunch of women on the All Out card. Give me a Thunder Rosa winning that. Thunder Rosa.
I love that. This is all just an excuse for you to get Thunder Rosa on the card? No.
Yeah.
No. You just said
you saw through. You saw through. Stop exposing my plan. I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for damn nosy Jimmy.
They've got to be careful that they don't use it too much. Now he wants to do one at All In and another one at All Out. What are we doing?
Hey, the one at All In was the men's casino golf.
Okay, it's different.
Women's casino golf at All Out, guaranteed title shot. Thunder Rosa wins, and then she moves on. You have Ty Mello make her return there, so she's been cleared to compete. Julia Hart is on her way back. Maybe you can throw her in that.
Jesus. Listen, he doesn't fuck with Thunder Rosa. I need you guys to let it go. Doesn't fuck with Thunder Rosa like that.
Hey, I'm literally setting up Thunder Rosa to be the first challenger and knowing she's gonna lose. I just want her to get an opportunity.
I don't know what you want. As far as he's concerned, he gave her an opportunity, and she ruined it. By doing what? I don't know, but she ruined it.
Because of Britt. Britt said, "Oh, she sandbagged me," and then he better not put Britt back on television because she sandbagged Mercedes on Sunday.
Oh, stop it! She did her best.
Did you see those three amigos? I watched those three amigos. Oh my God, she was sandbagging.
She's not sandbagging her. She's just unathletic. Love you, Britt. I have a T-shirt. I swear I do. And that wasn't defense. That's a defense. I know she's not sandbagging. She's just, at this point, not very good. No offense. You can get back to passability. I'm just saying. As of right now, not very good. I've seen Mercedes take props to Mercedes, by the way, for taking blame for it as the veteran, as the fucking ring general. She said it was her fault. I don't know if I got that far, but I appreciate you doing that. That's locker room leadership.
I wouldn't go that far either.
That's locker room leadership. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Accountability.
Much better than saying I'm going to end up back in WWE someday. I'm going to say it's a significantly better thought to put into the universe.
We got a recap of the Grizzled Young Veterans stepping up to the Young Bucks following their win in the three-way matchup against FTR and the Acclaimed at All In for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. And then we hear from the Grizzled Young Veterans who are confronted by the Bucks backstage. GYV said that they were here to stay in All Elite Wrestling and they were coming for the Tag Team Championships. So they told the Young Bucks they needed, when GYV comes to them, they better grit their teeth. Afterwards, we go immediately to GYV backstage, who basically cut the same promo where they say that they're going to make their official AEW Tag Team debut on Rampage against one unlucky team, which happened to be the Outrunners, and they're always unlucky. And they say that when the GYV comes to them, you better grit your teeth. So yes, James Drake said his catchphrase with it twice within like a 30-second interval.
The first one was really good.
Who booked that shit? Yeah, the first interact, that's all we needed.
We did. How old are the Grizzled Young Vets? They don't look that young.
Well, they're Grizzled Young Vets, to be fair. Let's see.
How young is a vet? How young is a vet? Can they be the Grizzled Young Vets when they're 45?
That is true. Yeah, you can be. You can be a Grizzled Young Vet. James Drake is 31. And no, that is the one with the hair. The GYV hair, as we do FTR bald and FTR hair. And Zach Gibson, the bald one, is 34.
It's an old looking 34. I prefer him, by the way. He comes across as significantly more menacing.
Yeah.
Like Claudio if he had charisma. Listen, the Bucks thing worked for me. They're fucking too cool for square attitude bothers me, since they're not fucking 7'1" and 6'8". Works for National Hall because they can't be bothered. You could be stomped out right here. What would happen? Nothing. Just get stomped out. Yeah, I enjoyed them. Why we had two back-to-back, I don't know. But I really don't know. Is that a mistake? Somebody missed something?
It was so confusing. Like, why? we couldn't even do it like as a vignette where like they could talk again, but do it different. Like have it like be a highlight package of them when they like get clips from Rev Pro. You have that association with Rev Pro. Show highlights from Rev Pro. Show highlights from the matchup with the Acclaim before, like, and then with them talking, splice it in. Do like that, but to do them interacting with the Young Bucks, which was an effective little piece of business, to them just cutting a regular ass promo on no team in particular. It's like they weren't even told who they're facing on Rampage. It's like, what were you doing?
That catchphrase is ass. Sorry. I heard it the first time. I went, Heard the second time. I went, no, that's definitely ass. Grit your teeth. Like, really? Grit your teeth. Like it's gonna be a long day. Shut up. And the scar. The whole thing doesn't work. Are they any good in the ring? I assume they are.
Yeah, they're really good.
I figure that's why people like them, because you guys are losers. But yeah, I like the bald one. GYV bald. I'm a fan of.
Hey, Zach Gibson has always been my favorite of the two, because I've been a fan of his since his independent run in like Progress and in the UK. He was a very over heel in the UK for sure, but we're not all losers. We just like good wrestling.
But like FTR, I assume? They give me FTR vibes.
Yeah, like a UK FTR.
Fair enough.
Next up, we get a hype package for Konosuke Takeshita.
Let's go!
Showing off his impressive run in the G1 Climax 34 tournament. We see him getting his big wins over the likes of ELP and Jeff Cobb and Yota Tsuji, as well as coming up short against Yota Tsuji in the playoffs to the G1. A great highlight package to highlight what was a star-making performance in that tournament, in the premier tournament in professional wrestling over in New Japan Pro Wrestling over the summer. And then it was announced that Takeshita will make his in-ring return on Rampage this Friday, as he will be in a four-way matchup against Leo Rush, Commander, and the Beast Mortos. That's a hell of a match. That's probably the best match they've announced for an episode of Rampage in like 2 to 3 months. But I understand if people are like, it's Rampage, though.
I fucking... Takeshi's another one who I love. Who, in my opinion, now that we know what gets you over in this place with the management, and by management, I mean dummy, he's a little too free with his fucking words. I've read at least 2 interviews with Takeshita sounding not pleased with his booking. And I think it affects the way he's booked, because Tony is con. I don't get too hard on him. It's human nature to like people that like you.
Yeah.
And the team players are team players, and I'm so annoyed. I'm sorry. I just, it's never going to happen with Takeshita. It bothers me. Because he's really good. He'd be my top 5 guys. MJF, Ospreay, Swerve. I'm going to consider Dragon retired. Jay White and Takeshita. Those are my 5.
That's a good 5. That was a good 5.
Those last 2? That's never happening. I want you all to do like I do and let it go. It's never
not happening for Jay White.
Jay White, that one's done. That one I'm convinced about. That's never happening. Takeshita has the tiniest shot, but Jay White, that shit is never happening. You gotta let that shit go.
Oh man, we get the in-ring Dynamite debut of Ricochet in our main event matchup on the show against Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. Don Callis joining the commentary team for this matchup. You get Fletcher and Ricochet start shoving one another to start things off. Ricochet did a series of impressive dodges on Fletcher before he sent him to the outside with a somersault dropkick. He feigned a running dive to land his signature pose, his superhero pose. Fletcher avoided a dive from Ricochet and responded with a tope suicida of his own right into the barricade. Fletcher sent Ricochet over the barricade with a running boot as he taunted to the crowd until he went for another attempted running boot, but was met with a springboard Meteora as Ricochet did a crotch chop to the camera. We return to our main event with from commercial picture-in-picture, with Ricochet attempting to fight back after Fletcher took the advantage during the break. Fletcher snuffed out that attack and placed Ricochet on the top rope. We got a standoff between the two, but Ricochet won it out with a headbutt. He then hit a beautiful-looking springboard clothesline to gain the advantage once again. Both men struggled to their feet as the crowd was chanting for Ricochet to rally him on. Ricochet caught Fletcher with a springboard body strike on the outside. We get a Enziguri and then a Northern Lights into a final cut combo from Ricochet, running, standing, shooting star press. Fletcher ran through Ricochet with a repeated clothesline that took him down hard. Ricochet responded with a rolling drop kick that sent Fletcher scurrying to the outside. He just threw his body with a unique dive through the ropes, did Ricochet. Ricochet's next dive was intercepted by Fletcher hitting a big boot. He dropped him with a brain buster for a near fall. Fletcher sized up Ricochet for a drop kick and attempted his belly to back tombstone, but Ricochet landed on his feet, kicked Fletcher in the head. He followed up with a Death Valley driver only for a near fall. And then Ricochet finally got the win, picking up Fletcher, finishing him off with a lifted reverse DDT that he calls vertical to pick up the victory in his AEW Dynamite debut. Good matchup here. I thought that they would have kind of had him finish it off with the 630 or one of his shooting star presses to really kind of put the cap on this one. But Fletcher was a good opponent for Ricochet nonetheless to me. After the matchup, you get AEW International Champion Will Ospreay showing up on the stage with a microphone in hand. Before he could address his former rival, out of nowhere came Pac, who snuck up behind Ospreay, hitting a Poison Rana right on the stage. Pac then got on the mic and he told Ospreay as well as Ricochet that he should not forget the bastard. He welcomed Ricochet to All Elite Wrestling, and then he told him to get to the back of the line as this one belongs to me. Ricochet saw all of this go down and then eventually came up the entranceway to run off Pac, as Pac will challenge Will Ospreay for the AEW International Championship coming up Saturday, September 7th at All Out in Chicago. What did you think about the Ricochet Fletcher main event as well as the post-match with Pac and Ospreay?
What's Shane Taylor doing?
Shane Taylor, I've seen him. The last time I saw him was on Ring of Honor.
This should have been Shane Taylor. Why are we putting Ricochet in against, first of all, Kyle? I know why. Don't get me started on why. I'll snap when we talk about why. Why Kyle Fletcher's in another main event spot. Not really main event this time, but it's fucking still. The fuck? This is egregious. This is heinous. If this was Hogan, if this was Triple H, this was Jeff Jarrett, we would be having this conversation. But because we all love Will Ospreay, we don't have this conversation. This is fucking egregious. It's disgusting. It's despicable, and I'm not okay with it. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the actual optics of what the fuck happened. Ricochet has a fucking 50-50 match with Kyle Fletcher as his first match at AEW. I thought we already decided that was stupid the last time we fucking did it. We did it with fucking Ospreay when we did it. We all said that was fucking dumb. So now we do it with Ricochet, and I don't understand how we think this is any less dumb to go in there with a guy. There's no dichotomy between him and fucking Kyle Fletcher. It isn't like, oh, look how much faster this guy is. Look how much whatever this guy is. It's just a taller version of him. And I got to be completely fucking honest with you. Are we entirely sure that in 2024, are we entirely sure that Kyle Fletcher isn't better than Ricochet? Are we sure? Are we positive? I'm asking the question. Are we sure? I'm just asking the question. Because this is insane. Kyle Fletcher is taller. He makes those weird noises. That's a negative. That's egregious. You know what? I can't get past the notes. I'm sorry. Never mind. Erase the last 30 seconds. Erase the last 30 seconds. We're taking Ricochet over Kyle Fletcher. But the point remains.
Yes.
This should have been a 6-minute Ricochet going completely nuts match to explain why Ricochet is Ricochet. Why he's the best high flyer in the last 15 years. And then we should have moved on. Post-match was brilliant. I loved it. I loved everything about the post-match. I loved Pac fucking Will Ospreay up. I love Pac's promo. I love everything except Ricochet. By the way, Ricochet comes in there, and is he concerned for his friend? Is he concerned for his friend? What's he say?
Not really. Not really. He just strolled up there.
Goes up there. Hey, I know you ain't talking to me. He says that shit twice. Now Ricochet's tough guy. I know you ain't talking to me. Go get him. He's right there. Go get him if you that bad.
He talked all that shit to you. He told you to get to the back of the line.
Oh, I hated it. I fucking listen, Ricochet is one of the most impressive people I've ever seen do things. This was not the way to showcase. I'm gonna give him a pass on that. It's not his fault. It's his friend's fault. So he loves Kyle Fletcher. But still. What are we doing? Pac looked great. Ospreay looked like a whatever baby face. That worked.
So you think that Shane Taylor would have been a better opponent here?
I can't think of anybody, like Hobbs is hurt. I can't think of anybody who fits in that vein of big guy who could toss Ricochet around while Ricochet bounces off and doing weird shit.
Yeah. I was the immediate person I thought was like Claudio, but Claudio's a champion now, so they wouldn't do that. Trying to think of anyone else. Shane Taylor is a good shout. Roosh could toss him.
Roosh could have been fun. Yeah, Roosh has a different style than everybody else. That would have worked.
And he's in the same faction as Kyle. If you eventually want to do the Kyle Fletcher matchup, that's fine, but you could have done Roosh first and then Kyle Fletcher. I do agree. I didn't think that this was the best option to showcase Ricochet. And he looked kind of gassed at the end, or was it just me?
Wouldn't be shocked. How old is he now? 50, what, 53? 4?
Stop it. Will you stop? No.
Ricochet's been around since I was a teenager. Jesus. How old is Ricochet? Oh, Beast Mortos.
Beast Mortos is a good shot.
Aren't they pushing him?
Somewhat. He already got a shot at the Mark Briscoe for the Ring of Honor World Championship. So
he's 35.
Yeah. I would have went with Beast Mortos. That's the best option out of the ones I've seen. Beast Mortos would have been the best option. He made Hologram look like $1,000, so he could have made Ricochet look like $1 million.
I'm always here for a Brian Cage match. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Brian Cage is a good shout. Yeah, Brian Cage. And they have history. Brian Cage.
Oh.
Brian Cage and Ricochet. From Lucha Underground.
I don't understand this booking. I don't get it.
I don't think this was the right move to showcase Ricochet on his first night in the company. Ricochet is our age. He's he's gonna be our age, but he's 35 right now. But he was born in 1988.
Ricochet versus AR Fox, hilarious. Absolutely. Ricochet.
No, that's the same issue, sir.
Ricochet versus better Ricochet. What are we doing?
Not better. Stop it. AR Fox is not better Ricochet.
Can I ask a question? What is this level of Ricochet you guys have? I'm so very confused.
I love
like
Ricochet.
He's 30. He's at now 35-year-old Ricochet.
Now. Yes.
Why? What is he? How is he more athletic than AR Fox?
He is more athletic than
right now at 35.
Yes.
Not the one who landed on his feet fucking 10 years ago. Come on, right now.
Yes, he can still do that.
So Kevin Durant or fucking Jason Tatum. It's a conversation. It's a conversation now. We got to have a conversation. That's all I'm saying. We got to have the conversation. Why are we like wiping his face? Like it's not a conversation. Dude, it's Kevin Durant. No, but he's not. 56.
It's not AR. It's not AR Fox and Ricochet. It's not a good comparison.
This is wild. This is kind of disrespectful. I've seen AR Fox do shit I've never seen before either.
I've seen exactly.
But still, being mid-30s is old. I'm sorry. That's for a wrestler, I mean.
No, it's
not. It's not old, but it's older.
That's prime years.
It's older. Sorry. It's older.
next up, we get backstage. We see Jon Moxley is walking, and he's about to leave for the night, it seems. But then the cameraman asks him, "What was that all about? What happened earlier tonight?" He walks up to some backstage personnel, and then out of nowhere comes Marina Shafir, and they beat up security guards and backstage personnel. Moxley says that this was a lesson in humility as he walked off, and Shafir shoves the camera to the ground before she also walks off as well. What do you think about this association of Jon Moxley and Marina Shafir being his first associate for his new path in apparently taking over the company?
This was so I'm gonna start with what they were going for. I like Moxley and Marina Shafir, I suppose. I know she's a legit, I can say legit badass. You need to be qualified as a legit badass. I know she was a legit fighter, we'll say.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's a legit badass. And Moxley, he really fights. I mean, they only show him when he loses, so I don't know how good he is, but he's a legit fighter of some kind. I'm not mad at this association. I'm not mad at this pairing. Now, how this fits into the bigger picture of shit, I think is Marina Shafir is an odd choice for number 2. Like, it feels like a significant downgrade from the opening segment, where this felt like world-changing shit to Marina Shafir. That's weird. It's a weird dichotomy. And everybody in this segment that wasn't a star stunk. Like, these security guards, their acting skills are atrocious. Their lines were bad. They were poorly delivered. I didn't like the way it was shot. I didn't like any of that shit. But what they were going for, I generally liked. If that makes any sense.
That's right.
Ma'am. What? That's not how you talk. She's a killer. Clearly. What the fuck are you mamming her to death for?
Yeah, don't ma'am her. Don't ma'am her. That's why you got your shit kicked in. And then finally, we had the new AEW World Champion, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, coming out to the ring. Actually, a great reaction in comparison to the rest of the night for Dragon here in Champaign, Illinois. The fans chant, "You deserve it," to the American Dragon after he won the AEW World Championship in Wembley Stadium at AEW All in London. Bryan started by saying that after trying and failing repeatedly, he was now the AEW World Champion. He said that over 50,000 people in Wembley Stadium, his family, saw his biggest moment, and that his daughter said that that was the best day of her life. Danielson said that when he saw his peers congratulating him in the back, and then even before his daughter said that to him, he knew this was his favorite moment of his entire career. But when he got to the press conference after All In, he was asked, "What's next?" Danielson leveled with us by saying that his AEW contract expired on August 1st and that he'll need neck surgery sooner rather than later, and that his family is ready for him to come home soon. Bryan Danielson said that he has loved professional wrestling his entire life, and that AEW's existence has made pro wrestling better and his own life better. He says that it's not time to go home yet, though, and that he'll fight for his AEW World Championship as hard as he can. However, if he loses the belt, it's going to be all over for his full-time wrestling career. But until then, he's got a lot more heads to kick in. And Danielson says that he's going to throw down an open challenge for All Out coming up on September 7th in Chicago, Illinois. And he wants to put it out there to all comers. He says, first come, first serve. Before he can continue, though, the scapegoat, Jack Perry, the TNT champion, appears on the Contron. Perry says that his future is to be the World Heavyweight Champion. He says that he has been shot down and people have denied him and looked over him long enough. He says that he was put away from AEW, but he came back. He punched out Tony Khan. He won the TNT championship. And he says the last time he was in the ring with Bryan Danielson, he pinned him in Anarchy in the Arena. So his future is to retire the American Dragon. Danielson's future is behind him, and including his future right now. And this led to Jack Perry attacking Bryan Danielson from behind. Perry then hit him with the glass jaw knee strike, and then he raised both the TNT Championship and AEW World Title as the fans rained down boos on the scapegoat. And it will be Jack Perry challenging Bryan Danielson in Chicago, Illinois at All Out for the AEW World Championship. I'm just going to go to you, Jimmy. What did you
Put that fucking picture back up. Fucking child. This is fucking silly. What are we doing? Just paste it on beard. What are we doing? All right, go ahead. Sorry.
What did you think about this closing segment here?
Dragon's great, as for always. I did buy into the retirement, I ain't gonna lie to you. It just felt like a very Dragon thing to do. Win the belt, then retire. So the kids can take over. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? This is like every other AEW thing ever. My friend sells me on this brand new wrestling promotion. I get it. It's pretty good. Then it's ass. The show starts off great. Then it's ass. It's just these are what they do. The fucking Moxley thing starts off. It ends with Marina Shafir. It's just what do you want from me? What do you want from me? I've never seen a company more willing to shoot itself in the foot. Outside of maybe WCW. You know what? No, never mind. WCW's got them beat by quite a big margin.
By quite a few margins.
Yeah. Maybe late 2000 teens Vince. WWE. I've never seen. This is jarring to me. Listen, is it the end of the world? No, it's 2 weeks. It's all out. It'll be fine. It's not the main event. I would hope. So I wouldn't put anything past these fucking people. I would hope Swerve and Hangman would main. Yeah. But they have a good match. Dragon has a good match for fucking everybody.
Exactly. And it makes sense with Darby having the title shot at Grand Slam, Jack Perry beating him for him to go after the AEW World Championship. And if you're going to do, I thought they would do Jack Perry going after the AEW World Championship when he first came back, when he was at the peak of his power, the peak of his interest from the fans, which I think was the best time for them to pull the trigger on it. But if you're not going to do that, the other best time is when you're back in Chicago, because that's where he got his biggest reaction at Windy City Riot earlier this year.
It's Jack Perry. What are we doing? At the end of the day, once you get rid of all that energy once you get past the meta context of like why they're doing it, what they're doing, what happened to lead to this moment, once you get past all that, you're left with just Jack Perry at the end of the day. You are in fact left with that. It's shocking me. Like just really.
I get it. It's a 2-week build. This is not the worst option in the world to me. But I just feel like with Bryan Danielson not having that many matches left in his full-time run, I would like to see him face some people that I can get more excited about. That would be my main criticism, my main nitpick about this. But I understand the AEW thinking in regards to this.
Please.
Should be I already said it. It's in Chicago. He's going to get a big response. He's going to be a big heel in Chicago, especially against American Dragon. No one's going to cheer anyone over the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, at this point, especially coming off of All In. But this is going to be beneficial for Jack to be in there with one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in Chicago where he's going to get a lot of heat, and Dragon can play the ultimate underdog babyface against him and make him look good in his first AEW singles world title matchup since Kenny Omega, which was his best match ever.
Okay. I think I heard most of that. Beneficial to Jack, meaning he gets some experience from like being in there with Dragon.
Yes.
He was in there with Kenny Omega. He's still Jack. I gonna put him in there with Dragon. He'll be Jack after this. At what point? That's right. That's what I keep getting down to. At what point do we go? We keep doing shit, and it's Jack. At what point do we go? All right, we've lost all this money in the casino. What point do we just leave the casino and not go? We got to get our money back. It's not coming back. The money's not coming back. That's done. When do we give up?
So you think they're losing too much money by pushing Jack Perry?
We're losing future money by not giving this spot to somebody Jack's age-ish who could maybe do something.
Who?
How old is fucking Takeshita?
I think Takeshita is around the same age.
It's my immediate answer for every question you ever asked, by the way. It's Takeshita. And number two, it's like these are important minutes. Being in there with the Dragon on a pay-per-view is a big deal. What the fuck? Frantic World, you notice like nobody's engaging with you? We're not falling for the troll. Because nobody believes in Jack Perry. I'm sorry. We just don't. And you don't. So this is why it comes across as phony. Give it up.
Takeshita is the right answer. Sorry, Sloan might. Ricky Starks is not the right answer because Ricky Starks is older than him. And it seems like Ricky has given up on AEW and AEW's given up on Ricky. So honestly, at this point, I want AEW to just let him go. If y'all both giving up on each other, it's not right to keep continuing this relationship. This is a toxic relationship.
The fucking all-out press conference, the all-in assault, shitting on everybody. All of this is at the absolute very bottom of CM Punk's war crimes. Jack Perry's push is something I will never forgive him for. Ever. Because he left. Fuck it. The rest of us have to suffer. He's going off doing the fucking wants to do. The rest of us are here. The company, the fans, everybody else except him is stuck with Jack Perry. And it's not cool.
But he's stuck being Pander Punk rules because he doesn't.
He enjoys it. That's the worst part. He's happy. Because he's fucking, I don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to another rant. Love you, CM Punk. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're happy. And I'm glad you're having a good time. But it's making your work suffer. I'm sorry. It's not awful. It's awful compared to what you used to give us. That's all. No disrespect. I'm not a fan. But I take 100 pandering punks. CM Punk begging TK for his approval, I would take over any Jack Perry. That's not true. Jungle Jack is fine. It's just a gimmick. Jungle Jack was fine. Why couldn't we go back to Jungle Jack? What did I tell you as soon as he changed his gimmick and cut that promo? What did I tell you? I said he'll never be a star. I've seen enough. That promo was heinous. I told you, didn't I? I said it was heinous. It'll never happen. And now look. What are we doing? Now we're here. Now we're here against Dragon in his first match after the greatest match in AEW history, one of my favorite matches of all time. He's now facing Jack Perry. Because we can't let it go. And as much as I get on Will Ospreay for pushing his friends, this is a war crime. This is a war crime. The Bucks is committed here. This is some heinous shit. This is some hate. I'll let Will Ospreay push Kyle Fletcher to the fucking moon over fucking this Jack Perry shit is heinous.
You know it's bad when Jimmy's like, I prefer Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher is taller, he's bigger, he's more charismatic. He can't talk. Please stop speaking about anything ever in life. That scratchy ass, that is awful. but everything else is so much better. I'm just, so sad.
We do have a super chat donation here from Christopher Kidd. Thank you so much, Christopher Kidd, for the support. As always, you guys rock.
up, you prick.
Christopher Kidd says, for a 2-week build, Jack is good. I want a full program with Takeshita, but if time is limited, I'm with Jimmy. After G1, this is perfect time for him.
I love this for a 2-week build. Jack is good. Like, Jack is this inevitable fucking jail sentence we have to do. And if we're going to do it, we should only do it for 2 weeks. How about we just
it does make sense after he pinned him in Anarchy in the Arena. He has a victory over Bryan.
This is insane. Do you see it? Do you hear yourself? After he pinned Bryan. What? What? What the fuck? No. Why are we following war crimes and more war crimes? No. Well, we're in. Might as well we're in it now. Start dropping the bombs on the kids. No.
Give Bryan his win back.
Yes. In the main event of fucking Collision.
It's not but it's going to be in the middle of the show or a semi-main event spot at All
Out. Sure. Let's go with that. I think you're being very generous. It'll go on right before. If it doesn't main event, which I'm still not sure it doesn't.
I'm sure it doesn't. I think
put a percentage on it.
I'm going to go 85% sure that Hangman and Swerve Steel Cage main event All Out.
I'm 60%. If it does, it'll go on right before.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think that's the spot.
Double it. It isn't.
They will call it that.
All we had to do. Ready? Oh, here's the move. All we had to do is we shouldn't show the footage, but we did. Right? We show the footage. Everybody on the planet, except maybe CM Punk, agrees that this makes Jack look the best out of everybody involved. He might be a dick, but he didn't hit anybody. He didn't deserve to get suspended. All this is all fucked up, relatively speaking. So as a sympathetic babyface, the next thing they do is have him beat up Tony Khan. What are we doing? Just let him be a sympathetic babyface that got fucked over. Instead of whatever this is. This Raven with no personality and no charisma, and he can't speak, and he's not interesting, and he's not as tall as Raven, he's not as big as Raven. What are we doing?
He cuts good pre-tape promos.
Ain't that a bitch? He's good on the pre-tapes. Put that on your resume. What do you think about The Rock? He's the most charismatic person I've ever seen. He's fantastic. Steve Austin is intense, but he cuts good pre-tapes. Well, there is that. Throw him in there with Dragon because he cuts good pre-tapes. Oh.
We got another super chat donation here from LeVay Carter. Thank you so much, LeVay. We appreciate it.
I'm hurt and I'm old and I'm fucking tired and I work with fucking children.
Where's that energy, sir?
LeVay says, who the fuck is Jack Perry?
Who the fuck is that guy? Right,
who the fuck is that guy?
Come on, man. What are we doing? We keep saying this is going to be the end of it. We keep saying this is going to be the end of it.
This is the peak. This is the peak of the valley.
I thought for sure
Darby wins. Probably hold the TNT title for a couple more months since he made his own version of it.
How much better would this have been if we just put this goofy ass belt on Jack Perry and he has goofy 10 to 12 minute matches every week against fucking Orange Cassidy or whoever, and we all just go, oh wow, I like that Jack Perry. I got fucked over by CM Punk, but you know what? Ever since then, he's been putting the work in. He's a workhorse champion, right? Instead of whatever this is.
Kept him off TV for like a couple of like a month after what was it? After Double or Nothing. Yeah, I think it's really the booking after Double or Nothing did him no favors. He was a featured act in that whole build to Double or Nothing and the Anarchy in the Arena, and they just shit the bed after Anarchy in the Arena on everything involving the Elite storyline. And he's been the biggest victim of that to me.
Eventually, everybody's going to return to. I thought they learned a lesson. I thought they just went, oh, no, the Jack Perry thing's not a good idea. Let's move on. Nope. Back again. But without any actual effort. Whatever. Fuck it. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen?
Chuck T says Jimmy is right. Why is this miniature jackass challenging for a world title? Save us, Jimmy. Put in that application for head booker.
Let me tell you something. I have to change my name. I have to fucking have a complete what do you call that? A young white avatar. I have to have as my fucking application. Does any research of any kind, I'm not getting this job. It's just not.
Wait, Jimmy Macram, I've heard that name before.
Big Man Dogs, that's where I'm at. I'm like, he has nothing to me that even stands out. Even his in-ring work, which I would say is on the better side, is better when he's a babyface.
Yeah.
None of this works for me at all.
Okay, I heard you. We're done. We're almost done.
Who
all right.
Besides Raven, who does this gimmick work for? I'm trying to think of somebody we would buy as a scapegoat.
Yeah, Raven to work for.
The answer is to catch the always.
To catch the always. But let us know. Final call
Jay White.
for Super Chat.
Sorry, Jay White.
Yeah, Jay White. Jay White's another one. Final call for Super Chat donations. We appreciate all the support you guys have given us so far. But of course, we've made it to the end of this episode of AEW Dynamite. So give us your match of the night, your MVP, your LVP, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle, and out of 10, what did you give the show? For me and Jimmy for the August 28th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Jimmy, out of 10, what did you give the show?
7. Oh my God, that looks fire. Doesn't that even look fire? Scapegoat Jay White.
Jay White.
Ooh, come on, man. Oh, now I'm annoyed again.
So you gave it a 7 out of 10?
After the show, I would have said 8, but the more and more we talked about it. Good Lord, 7.
I'm gonna still give it an 8 out of 10. I thought this was a good, new start of a new season, AEW. It made it feel like All In was the season finale, and now we started a whole new season with All Out 2 weeks away. They started building matches. They named about 4 to 5 matches for that card, and then gave us some new feuds, some new pushes going on. So I like this episode, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Who was your MVP for the show, Jimmy?
I'm gonna go with Mariah May. Hilarious. I'm gonna go with Mariah May. She felt like a big star on the show, quite frankly, and she left a lasting image with me.
That is fair. I'm gonna go with Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland, co-MVP. Because I just love their dynamic, love the setup for that steel cage matchup at All Out. Hangman picking up the win in a very good matchup with Tomohiro Ishii, and as well as that promo exchange really left me where I was like, yeah, I like that segment. LVP for the episode, Jimmy.
Tony Khan. Because no, CM Punk for putting us in this position. You'll never be forgiven. You're out of my top 5. You're 6. I'm over it. Absolutely not.
It took all it is. It took all it is.
You're out. You're out. Absolutely not. Until Jack Perry's off my TV, you're out of the top 5. Beat it. Enough.
LVP for this episode. Let me see. I don't know how to respond after that. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give LVP to a matchup because I was like, I'm gonna give LVP to Tony Khan because Tony Khan made the match that All-Star 8-man tag, and then he saw the feedback to it, and then 8 minutes later, he added a tweet to the original tweet and was like, sometimes, guys, you just got to trust me. I expect this match to really deliver on TBS. And it did not. So I'm not going to blame I'm going to blame you, Tony Khan. You, Tony Khan, because I told you. I put it out the tweet. I think I even tagged you in the tweet. And I said, can we get a break? Can we just get a break? Putting him in the all-star tag team matchup, which literally I've never complained about. Jimmy's done all the reviews with me about the all-star 8-man tag. I always say it is somewhere between fun to a great matchup, usually. But this one was the worst of the bunch because you put Jericho in it, and you're continuing the Jericho and Hook shit when it should have been done after all in. So what are we doing? So that is why Tony Khan is the L. Match of the night.
I don't want to do this. I don't think I have an option. I think it's Hangman and Ishii. Fucking sadly. Wait, I can't give it to that Ricochet match. That 8-man tag, I did not like at all. Here had a nice squash. Yeah, I think it's Hangman. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Hangman and Ishii as well. We're in agreement on that one. We do have a final super chat donation here from Chuck J. Thank you so much, Chuck J, for the support. You guys have killed it today. We appreciate it.
He wants me to work with pricks constantly. That's what it is.
Nevertheless,
Save us, Hangman. Come to the E. We need your help.
Chuck J says, I'm sending a 10 for the win. Love y'all, my brothers. Thank you so much, Chuck J. We appreciate all of y'all in the chat, all of y'all that send super chat donations. Always love the support and the community interacting with us throughout the show. Appreciate y'all for sure on this one. And a bunch of people agree with us for match of the night. Hangman and Ishii seems to be the popular choice as well. But we've made it to the end of AEWramble. Jimmy, want to let anybody know where they can follow you on social media, what you got going on your channel, or anything else?
I've been impressed with you all this today, by the way, outside of Frantic World, who's just ass at this point. Love it.
The words and opinions of Jimmy Macram do not necessarily reflect those of True Heel Heat, its viewers, or affiliates.
A loving ass. Like that drunk uncle who always says way too much. Stares at your sister like a creep. You guys have been on point so far.
Appreciate y'all for sure in the chat. You guys were great today. Follow Jimmy at Jimmy Macram and go over to his channel. Eventually, you'll see us talking about The Bear Season 3 over there. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. As well as for members, we got our preview for TNA Emergence that's going to be dropping probably tomorrow morning ahead of the show on Friday night. So be on the lookout for that. Stay locked on our Patreon. $3 a month gets you exclusive content, as well as it's the best place to support us when we are not live here. But we will be live tomorrow at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be myself, being joined by Corey Brenner of Fightful Select, as well as Maggie, to preview both WWE Bash in Berlin as well as NXT No Mercy. So the two big shows from WWE this weekend, we will be previewing that right here on the channel. So I appreciate you for that. And I Make B says subscribe to THH and receive some free hate from Jim.
It's not free. Fucking Frantic World's earned it. He knows what he's doing. Babbling on nothing. Jack Perry, goats, and other types of shit. Stop.
For Jimmy Macram, it is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. This has been AEWramble 161, not your company anymore. Reviewing the August 28th, 2024 edition of AEW Dynamite. We are signing off until next time.